Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
12 miles that way, over the Continental Divide. Have fun with that.
The movie commences with a group of smoke jumpers descending into the midst of a fierce forest fire. Despite their efforts to navigate through the flames and rescue lives, an inaccurate wind reading traps the team, leading to the uncontrollable spread of the fire and the loss of several lives. Hannah Faber, the team leader, awakens from this harrowing nightmare, a vivid recollection of a past traumatic experience. In Fort Lauderdale, siblings Jack and Patrick Blackwell, professional hitmen, infiltrate the residence of a district attorney, posing as gas inspectors. After ruthlessly eliminating the man and his family, they set up the house for destruction before proceeding to their next targets. Meanwhile, Owen Casserly learns of the tragedy. The district attorney was his superior. Fueled by a mix of grief and determination, Owen gathers his son Connor and departs. Despite Connor's intuition that something is amiss, when Owen deviates from their routine, Owen, appearing apprehensive yet resolute, insists that he made the right decision, leaving Connor puzzled and concerned. Hannah and her fellow smoke jumpers attend a ceremony welcoming new recruits, accompanied by Sheriff Ethan Sawyer. Following the formalities, the crew congregates for celebratory drinks. Soon after, Hannah decides to showcase her daring side by executing a stunt off a truck involving a parachute. Gaining momentum, she opens the parachute and gracefully glides away. However, when she descends down a gentle slope, Sheriff Ethan intervenes, placing Hannah under arrest for her audacious act. As he drives her away from the scene, he becomes convinced that her penchant for such stunts is driven by a more personal and compelling motive. The Blackwell brothers arrive at the Casserly residence only to discover it vacant. While Jack locates Owen's laptop, Patrick sifts through files in an attempt to deduce Owen's potential destination and noticed a photo of Owen with the Sawyers hanging on the wall. Ethan returns home to his pregnant wife, Allison. They receive a call from Owen, Ethan's brother-in-law, who urgently seeks Ethan's assistance in ensuring the safety of himself and his son Connor. Owen drives them to a motel for the night, where he pens down his confidential revelations for Connor to deliver to the media and authorities, cautioning him never to read the contents personally. Hannah heads to the lookout tower where she is currently stationed. Over the radio, she opens up to a colleague about the overwhelming guilt she feels regarding a past incident. The fire, resulting from a misjudgment in wind direction, not only claimed the lives of some of her teammates, but also tragically took the lives of 3 boys trapped in its midst. Convinced that the fault lies with her misreading of the wind, Hannah shoulders the responsibility for their deaths, but her colleague tries to offer reassurance. As she returns to the tower, lightning suddenly begins to strike the surrounding area. Hannah jumps off the tower holding on a rope as the lightning strikes. Losing her grip, the impact sends her plummeting to the ground, rendering her unconscious. Owen and Connor persist in their journey, but the Blackwell brothers intercept them, forcing their car off the road. The vehicle crashes down a hill, prompting Owen to quickly hand over his written statements to Connor. Urging his son to hide and expressing his love, Owen sets the stage for Connor's escape. As the Blackwells approach, Owen revs the engine to divert their attention, sacrificing himself to ensure Connor's safety and the Blackwell complete the task. A passerby arrives at the scene, only to be ruthlessly shot in the head by Jack. The brothers then relocate her car off the road before resuming their pursuit. News reports later confirm that the only bodies discovered were Owen's and the woman's, with no mention of Connor. Upon regaining consciousness, Hannah discovers Connor wandering alone in the woods. Despite his initial hostility and attempts to resist her assistance, she calmly informs him that the nearest town is too distant for him to navigate alone. Recognizing his need for help, Connor reluctantly decides to stick with her. Together, they make their way up to the lookout tower as they contemplate the next steps and figure out whom to contact for assistance. The Blackwells relay the situation to their employer, Arthur Phillip. Acknowledging that Connor is still alive poses a potential threat, as the boy could expose their wrongdoing to the press. Consequently, Arthur directs Jack and Patrick to locate and eliminate Connor. To draw him out, Jack ignites several road flares and tosses them into the woods, initiating a fire. The rising smoke catches Ethan's attention from a distance, signaling the beginning of a dangerous situation. The Blackwells reach the Sawyer residence, assuming the guise of FBI agents. Sensing that something is amiss, Allison attempts to prevent their entry, but they forcefully enter and assault her. Patrick menacingly brandishes a hot fire poker, pressuring her for any information that could lead them to Connor. Despite the threat, Allison provides false information, claiming that Ethan has Connor. In a desperate attempt to verify her story, she calls Ethan, pretending to inquire about the boy. However, Patrick sees through her attempt to use a code word with Ethan and makes a move to shoot her. Quick thinking, Allison seizes a nearby spray can and transforms the fireplace fire into a makeshift flamethrower, forcing the Blackwells to retreat. She escapes the house armed with a rifle. Later, Ethan confronts the brothers at his home, exchanging fire with them. Unfortunately, the Blackwells overpower him and take him captive. Hannah leads Connor through the field at night as lightning begins to strike once again. Urgently, they start running, but Hannah is grazed by a bolt before regaining her composure. Pausing to catch their breath, they decide to rest and light a campfire. Around the flickering flames, Hannah opens up about the haunting incident that weighs on her. In the midst of their conversation, Connor shares a poignant experience of watching his mother succumb to cancer, expressing a shared understanding of the pain associated with witnessing someone's death. As they continue their journey, they encounter the approaching fire and are compelled to find an alternate route to safety. Ultimately, they navigate their way back to the tower. The Blackwells attempt to coerce Ethan into aiding them in tracking down Connor, but he steadfastly defies them and engages in a physical struggle. Despite his resistance, Ethan is once again overpowered. At gunpoint, they compel him to lead them in the direction of the tower, unbeknownst to Hannah and Connor, who spot their approaching danger. As the Blackwells arrive, Connor recognizes them as his father's killers. The brothers send Ethan up to the tower to locate Connor, unaware that the two are hiding. When Patrick observes Ethan communicating with someone, they open fire on the tower. Ethan, although hit, assists Hannah and Connor in safely escaping the situation. Jack and Patrick decide to split up, and Jack encounters Allison once more. A fierce exchange of gunfire ensues between them, and Allison manages to land a crucial shot on Jack. Wounded, Jack falls, and as Allison cautiously approaches, she delivers a decisive shot to his head, neutralizing the threat. With Jack dealt with, Allison proceeds to join Ethan up in the tower. With the fire escalating uncontrollably, Hannah and Connor find themselves with limited escape routes. As Hannah guides Connor on what steps to take for safety, they are discovered by Patrick. Connor hides while Hannah confronts Patrick. A brutal confrontation ensues, with Patrick overpowering and assaulting Hannah. Fearing for Hannah's safety, Connor emerges from hiding. As Patrick approaches Connor, Hannah strikes Patrick with a pickaxe, inflicting severe wounds and incapacitating him. As the flames intensify, Hannah leaves Patrick behind to succumb to the advancing fire. The wildfire's ferocity grows, prompting Hannah and Connor to flee down a hill and immerse themselves in the river, evading the imminent threat of being engulfed by the raging inferno. As morning breaks, the fire has extinguished, leaving a vast expanse of the forest charred and ravaged. Tragically, Ethan succumbs to his wounds. However, some of the other smoke jumpers locate Hannah, Connor, and Allison. News crews and medics swarm the scene, documenting the devastation. Connor, now orphaned, confides in Hannah about his uncertain future. In a gesture of support, she assures him that she will help him navigate the challenges ahead. Taking him to the crew, they collectively decide to expose Arthur's wrongdoing. The smoke jumpers, determined to salvage what remains of the forest, joined forces to restore and rehabilitate the scorched landscape.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.